What's up, people? It's Leah. Welcome to part 2 of my home office decorating, which is part of my home decor series where I am bringing you room by room through my new Vegas apartment, decorating from top to bottom with some renter-friendly hacks, DIYs, and a very eclectic design style that can hopefully give you some ideas for your own living space. Now, last week you saw me decorating one half of the office. We worked on my audio booth where I do my voiceover jobs, where I record my music, and we also worked on the lounge area of the office where I'm probably going to be recording my videos from here on out. It's a great backdrop. I really just want to separate, my living space, my living room from my office. As much as I love this room, I just think that separation is really important. So it was awesome getting to design a fun sitting area that's going to work great as a backdrop for my videos. This week, we're working on the other half. We have my cosplay corner and my Twitch streaming setup. Now, prior to this makeover, as I said in the last video, I had this idea that I wanted sort of a cubicle design in this office. I had some curtains hung up in the middle of the room as sort of a divider, but as I was decorating last week, I realized that that design was not going to work, and the best way for this room to function was going to be as open and airy as possible. So we switched things around. I decided in order for this little lounge area to work and for the entire room to be cohesive, I was going to have to rethink the layout. And so I switched things around. I decided to switch the locations of the stream desk and the cosplay corner. I thought it was the best way to open up the room as well as make sure I have a very cute background for when I'm streaming. I've already streamed a few times and I'm really enjoying the new background, and I'm very, very happy with this new layout. This makeover, I actually am not going to be mood boarding the way I have previously. And the reason for that is I'm not really buying anything new. And really, we're just building off of the mood board that we built last week for the lounge area. Bright pops of color are going to be paramount. And another thing that we are doing in this office is we are going full maximalist. I do consider myself a maximalist. I feel like you could probably get that vibe from everything else that you've seen in the apartment. But one thing I really haven't had an opportunity to do yet is display a lot of my nerdy stuff, my Funko Pops, some of my mangas and comic books, all my video game related content. So this is really the room where we can let that maximalist flag fly. But really the main focus of this particular makeover is organization. Some issues that I'm trying to work out is that I need more storage space in here. There is a great set of drawers that I've seen at Michael's. They are little plastic drawers. They're rainbow colored, so they're definitely going to fit in with the bright color theme of this room. I'm going to pick those up, and I did a little thrifting and found another furniture piece that's going to work very well in this room. So we're gonna have a little Back to the Future moment right now. In last week's video, you saw that this end table ended up next to the white futon in the lounge area of my office. But prior to it living there, it did hold my water jug, my filtered water, which I decided makes the most sense to live in the office, which I think I've explained before. But I did have a few problems in the entire room that I needed to fix, and I found a piece of furniture that resolves a few problems I'm having in here. So let me explain. Problem number one is that I do not trust that this table will forever be happy holding this water. It is not a terribly well-made table. It's not very sturdy. This is kind of heavy. So problem number one, need a sturdier water table. But I liked this table, so I wanted it somewhere here. I felt like it could work somewhere. So problem number two, the configurations sort of next to the two desks weren't really working, where I had the bookshelves and the clothes rack and the lamps, and I felt that the table could help that configuration. I think it works nicely next to the futon like we saw last week, but now I need to figure out the way the rest of the pieces are going to complement that. And this helps because it got this table available to be put into that configuration. Problem number two, weird lamp bookshelf configuration. Problem number three, I have a lot of books and I did want another bookshelf. I used to have like a big bookshelf that housed all of my books. Now I sort of have them scattered in places, but I do need more space, so I thought this was good. This could be a good place to just hold a lot of my books and you'll be able to see it from the futon. So now I'm gonna get the water on top of this bookshelf and start moving things around. This was like $9 at a consignment store. It's in very, very good condition. It's the perfect size, it's very sturdy. There's something weirdly nostalgic about it because I don't know about you, but growing up, all of my furniture looked like this color wood in this shape. Is this like a 90s furniture thing? Like anyone in the comments, did anyone else have furniture that looked exactly like this growing up? Like it kind of matched, but it didn't. Yeah, I'm actually considering painting it one day, not in this video, but I think it would be fun to have no wood tones in here and everything just be a fun color like the table is. But that'll be a future video. There's too much to do. For now, this works great. Oh, and I also have a set of drawers that I need to make. It's a set of just like metal and plastic drawers. They're rainbow colored and they're gonna be for craft materials, electronics. So I'm going to build that and start organizing it as well. All right, let me get to organizing. I've got some packages. First, we have this fun contraption, which is a holder for thread. So this is going to go on our pegboard. And then we have a whole bunch of hooks and cups and things to also put on the pegboard. So that's all pegboard stuff, which we need to day. That's all pegboard stuff we need to put together. More organization stuff. I've got these organizer trays, which we're gonna put inside the rainbow drawers that I built. And that's just gonna be extra craft stuff. And I'm actually thinking about putting my houseware stuff there too. So like hammers. Originally, I was thinking of putting that stuff in the kitchen, but honestly, there's a lot of crossover between the crafting stuff I need and homeware stuff. So I really think that should all be in one section. So we're gonna do that. We also have the hooks that we're going to use to hang up the pegboard. I'm actually realizing I don't think I showed you the pegboard. Let me go grab that. This came earlier this week. Basically, it's just 6 panels like this. So you can put them in any configuration. I'm just gonna put them in a square, or not a square, but just like one board, you know, like one rectangular board. But I don't wanna put that many screws in the wall, and this is calling for screws. So instead, that's why I have the hooks. I'm gonna hook it on the wall instead. I'm not gonna be hanging like super heavy stuff on it, so I'm not that worried about it. But I mean, if I had to put screws in the wall for every board, that would be so many, because there's 6 of them, so. But yeah, everything I just showed you are some accessories for that. So that will be fun. And that little bookshelf that I bought that I said the water was going to sit on top of, I decided I wanted to take the back off of it. I just like an open bookshelf, but the problem with that, it will probably not be sturdy. I'm gonna get some L brackets, which I think is going to help make it sturdy. So we gotta do that little DIY project. It's kind of been a while actually, because when I brought home the dresser, I had just changed out the water, so it was too heavy to move. But today I think it's finally empty enough that I'll be able to move it. So I wanna get the dresser nice and ready to go. And we'll work on the pegboard, which will be fun. To start, I pulled the screws out of the panel on the back of the dresser. Then I screwed in 4 L brackets just to make this table a little bit sturdier after taking off the back. Books onto the shelf. I tried a few different configurations, but I knew I really wanted my books to be in a rainbow order. Now let's start organizing these rainbow drawers. You're going to see me putting away my art supplies, various electronics, tools, crafting supplies, and stuff like that. All right, so we are getting things organized. The rainbow drawers are looking nice. Next thing I want to start working on now that we're cleared up a little bit is the layout. We've got this clothing rack right now that's next to over here, the sewing table and the craft table. I do want to switch it. I want to put this next to the PC on the other side, and then on this side we'll put the bookshelf next to the end table over here, which still needs to be decorated. I know you saw this video last week, but we're kind of working in the same timeline. So that's gonna look different, but you know what it looks like. And we'll also put the rainbow drawers on this side. So let me get working on that. Bookshelf I bought really was a perfect addition to the office. It solved a lot of problems, as I said, and these rainbow drawers fit everything I needed them to, and it's going to be a great organization system for me to separate my tools and my crafts, my electronics, and anything else that I need to store away. And we're finally in a place where the layout is exactly what I want it to be, and I'm ready to keep organizing and decorating. And now moving into the second decorating day, I ended up getting a different pegboard than the one that I showed you. I just felt like the panels didn't really make sense since I did want to set the pegboard up as a rectangle. It made sense to just get one solid board, so I returned those 6 panels. I got one board that was kind of the same size, and I went to drill some holes into the wall to hang it up, and I didn't do a great job. Hello, a few mistakes have been made. I was trying to put up the pegboard and I drilled some holes. I don't actually know if you could see them in the camera. There's 1 here, 2 here. Yeah, they don't match up. I didn't measure correctly. The 2 screws on the top are fine, so we're gonna rest it on that, and then we're just gonna command strip it. Why do I try to put holes in the walls? I never do it properly. A nail is one thing, like on the other side of the room, and probably with some of the art on this side too. Just like one little nail is easy because then you could just hook it on and level it out, but I don't know. I'm not making any more screw holes in the wall. That was the first and last time we're doing that. But let's get command stripping and hanging. And then after that, we're gonna work on the bookshelf here. There's some things on it right now, but they're not really placed in any specific way. So I'm gonna organize that because I do have my Twitch stream tonight, the first time with my new background. So I wanna make sure everything's looking good. And that's in about an hour because I'm really good at planning. All right, let me get to hanging the pegboard. I've never claimed to be an expert at any of this stuff, especially hanging things on the wall. I make mistakes a lot, but that's okay. I like the way that I pivoted here, and the pegboard is very secure and is looking great. Success. I'm gonna fill it a little bit later. As I said, I have an hour before I need to stream, so I just wanna sort of prioritize what's gonna be in the stream background. But I know one thing I'm definitely gonna do is get some hooks and put this down. I don't really want this to take up any room, which is why I hung it as high as I did. But yeah, I've got some hooks and stuff on the other side of the room to kind of fill this in. So we'll do that another day, or maybe tonight after my stream. So time for some bookshelf organizing. I'm actually not gonna put anything on top of here because I just want this to be as movable as possible. So it'll probably be a place for any like overflow of like the project I'm currently working on. I'm also gonna leave this shelf empty for the moment. I have 2 bins filled with clothes that I want to use for like upcycles or cosplay in my closet, and I want to just bring some of that out here. So it's just sort of like front of mind whenever I'm ready for it, it will be here. But I think this looks good. I'm gonna get ready for my stream. I'm gonna do that and then I'll probably keep going with this tomorrow. This is a good start. For the moment, I'm not really gonna put much up here. This is a paper towel holder, and I actually think that would come in handy in here, so I need to get some more, but I'll fill that in. But really the purpose of this is, you know, certain things like my scissors that I use all the time, I like having out, but mostly it's just like if I'm currently working on a project and I need like buttons or something, I could just like, you know, put the buttons in here, or any other like maybe little tools that I might be using. But I think it looks good. I'm happy with it. Oh yeah, and of course, all my thread down here. Hello, we are on the other side. Over here you can see my lovely rainbow bookshelf that I put together. But now we have a little bit more decluttering to do. I'm laying like this because the thing I'm showing you is like pretty low to the ground. I am doing some cord management. You'll see it when I move, but the cords behind me are a mess and I really like them to be neat and organized, especially because I move some cords around. Like I move HDMI cords if I'm either using my PlayStation or using my computer. So I have the 2 monitors. So I'm constantly switching things around. I want things to be neat and organized. I did label everything, so that's already done, which will make it much, much easier. I also purchased some of these like cable ties. I had a bunch, but I just felt like it'd be good to have a lot more just so we can get this as managed and neat as possible. So yeah, let me move out of the way and show you the mess and get started. Look at that. It's not perfect, but I might try to put some video games or DVDs over here. You know, oh, I gotta fix that too. That just needs to be tucked somewhere. But I mean, it looks better. It looks a lot better. The room is coming together so nicely. It's really great to see how a few simple changes can really make a huge difference. Just being able to put away everything and then letting the design kind of shine through a little bit more, like with the tall bookshelf that I put together and all the fun little decor pieces on it. But we are not done with artwork yet. Going into day 3, it is time to figure out where all my artwork is going to go on the walls. I've got a lot of Terrifier stuff, I've got some video game stuff, and it's going to finish this office off so nicely. All right, today is likely the very last day that we're going to be doing organizing in the office. There isn't so much left to do. There's just a few more things I need to find a place for and make sure anything unsightly is tucked away. Since we are bringing some of the clothing that I want to use for either cosplay or upcycling into this room to be on the bottom shelf of my bookshelf on the other side of the room, there may be some things that do end up in the closet, but that's all stuff that's like being tucked away. Probably not much I'm going to show you of that, but I also do need to put some artwork up. I did find a place for my Spookala poster, which I really wanted to find a place for. That was the first convention I ever went to, and they made a Terrifier specific promo poster. So yeah, that's on top of the bookshelf, but I do have some other artwork I need to find a place for, so let me show you what I got. So Art Krispies, I definitely want to find a place for. I feel like it's very like whimsical almost, and I think it really fits the color scheme and the design that we've got going on here, so want to find a place for that. I also have this picture framed, which again I think is from Spookala, but I also have this one from a different convention. It's just got more people in it. It's all the same people that are in this photo, but then also more people. So I'm probably gonna switch that out, put that in here. I've got these guys from Classical Caricatures. Definitely need to find a place for them. They definitely fit the theme in here 100%. And they'll look so cute next to each other. So I gotta get some frames. I've got a ton of frames, so I'll find a frame for them, find a place for that. This piece of artwork, I don't love the frame that it's in. This is an artist named Suki, and she gave this to me at a convention. Anyone who's gonna make fan art of me, you're gonna go on the wall. So yeah, I gotta figure out the frame though, because don't like this frame, but do like this art piece. We've got my patches from the Crypt. Definitely need to find a place for these. I ordered this one and then they sent me this guy here, and this is my logo that I use across some of my social media platforms. And that's it for Terrifier. I had previously had both of these posters up, the Terrifier 2 poster and the Terrifier 1 poster. These I don't really think fit the theme of this room. They're just like a little too gory. I do think that there's other artwork behind this that is not Terrifier related. So that was me just showing you the Terrifier stuff that's gonna go up, but I do have other stuff as well. I think I have a Legend of Zelda print under here. I might put up my Cammy print, Cammy from Street Fighter, which was the first cosplay I ever did. I feel like that deserves a place in the cosplay section of my office. So yeah, I'm gonna do definitely the organizing first, so that just everything is away, everything's where it's meant to be, and then we'll figure out where all this artwork is gonna fit, and I'll show you the big reveal of my incredible office. I cannot believe we are almost at the end of this decorating series. Next week is the living room, and then that's it. My apartment is decorated. I'm very excited. I hope you are too. Also, look what I found lying around. It is a little wrinkled right now, which is why I need to start hanging it up. My Clown Cafe costume. Exciting. This might be kind of hard to show, but I've got this power cord hidden behind the drawers here. In here I have the string lights plugged in and the lamp that's in the corner. These are connected to the light switch at the front of the room. So I want it on a power strip in case I wanted to add anything to it. I could plug, my glue gun into this. There's a lot that I could use this for. So I want to have this on a power strip, but I kind of want to hide what's going on here a little bit. So we're going to use a cord cover. Basically, one end has adhesive You can stick that kind of anywhere, but we're gonna put it right there. Stick that on, then put the cords inside, and then put this into place. And it just makes the cord management look a little bit neater. Also, my trash can's probably gonna live right over here. So it's the next day and I was coming in here to shoot all of the after footage, and I walked in and I was like, I didn't hang any artwork. I showed you all that artwork. I cleaned up, organized the whole place, and I was like, yeah, it looks done in here. And I didn't hang any artwork. I think what I'm struggling with is it does actually feel very complete in here. When I walk in, it doesn't feel like the walls are barren or anything. But the other thing is I'm definitely a maximalist, and I think that if there's any place in my apartment where I should let that sort of go wild, it should be in this room. So yeah, we're just gonna put up as much stuff as feels necessary. In the past, you've seen me, laying out my gallery walls on the floor, moving things around, making sure everything looks good. And sometimes we just go on vibes. So this time we're just gonna feel out the vibes and see where it feels like things should go. When I've done gallery walls in the past, I'm focusing on one wall and sort of how everything goes together. But here we're kind of dealing with 3 walls that we're trying to put art on. It's not really a gallery wall. It's just sort of, how maximalist do we want this place to be? Let's put up as much artwork as possible. You can always take things down. So that's what we're gonna do. I've got a lot of fun art. I don't wanna not put it up. So now let's really get to the final touches of this room. And that's it. We are done decorating this office. Before I started decorating, it was very dark, it was dingy, it was a mess. And now it's bright, it's airy, and here is the final result. The layout of this room is going to make it so much easier to work in here. I cannot wait to get to making some cosplays and some clothing upcycles for you. And my gamer setup is the best I've had yet. It's my favorite stream background. I love the rainbow color scheme that we've got going on in here. So many bright pops of color. All of the Terrifier artwork that I picked complements the room perfectly. I cannot wait to start working in here. I feel so lucky that this office belongs to me. It's exactly what I envisioned in my head and so much more. And now I finally feel like I have that separation between my work and my life. I've got my studio apartment on one side, I've got my incredible office on the other side, and I cannot wait to see what I create in here. Thank you so much for coming along for another video. This was the scariest room for me to design, and I'm just so blown away by how it came out, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite part was, or if there's anything you would have done differently. Also, make sure you're liking and subscribing so that you can be notified first when new videos go live, and it helps me reach new people so we can grow our lovely community. Check back next week for a new video. It will be the final video in this decor series, the living room, and we've got some really, really fun furniture upcycling and DIY projects that I cannot wait to share with you. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Let it go. 얼어붙어 like whoa. 띵하고 어지러워. I see. 한여름에도 넌 겨울. Yeah, girl, yeah. 너와 있을 때 I swear. 제가 먼저 zero. 폭설한 그 chill there.